Hi, this is Tia Cristy, and we are doing the Journey to TEDx Wilmington. It's a segment that we're doing to welcome in all of our speakers happening April 29th in Wilmington, Delaware. And it's their journey to the Red Circle, which is really cool. It's the first time we're doing this. So I have the pleasure of speaking to one of the most loveliest people in the world. I am not exaggerating. When you meet Mary Lynn, you are going to agree with me. Mary Lynn, welcome. How are you?
Oh, Tia, you are so sweet. What a lovely introduction was that. Thank
You are
you.
sunshine to me, sweetie. Like you are
Oh,
just, oh, I just love it. I love you
oh,
so much.
thank you so much.
Um,
Feelings are mutual.
Thank you. So I want you to tell everybody just a little bit about yourself,
Okay,
and
sure.
then we'll
Yes.
dive into the other stuff later.
Okay. So I think the biggest thing to say is that I am a former, as some of my friends like to call me, a former corporate chick. So I worked in the corporate world, had some big corporate jobs, international, senior executive level, working for two Fortune 100 companies. And then I sort of changed my life, turned it upside down, and became an entrepreneur. And now I am a master of advanced life concepts. And, some people would say, what exactly do you do? And I'd say, I really help people create magical lives for themselves. Whatever it is they truly want, I have a formula to help them do that. Of course, my background is business, so I often work with lots of business people, but it works for everyone. Ideally, I love working with working women.
Oh,
Who
I
wouldn't
love that.
resonate with working women, right? So,
Yes,
yeah, so I love life. I've really had quite a journey.
that is fantastic. And you are like you are so passionate and magical. So for
Oh,
you to be sharing this concept with other people and helping them make their lives magical,
oh,
it's the
thank
perfect
you.
fit. Yeah. So
Yeah.
is that what you're going to be talking about when you get up on that red circle?
Yeah, actually, the name of my talk is Own Your Power, Experience the Magical Mindset of Calm.
Oh,
So it's
that's
really about the road to happiness and success can be so joyful and magical, truly. And it's about a little bit about my story and how that story was quite ended up very magically for me. It may not have, from the outside looking in, you would think I had a magical life, but truly I was empty. And my story was sort of a crisis, and it led me down a path where I learned that happiness and joy, happiness and success really is an inside job. And that sounds cliche, but it all comes from your heart. And so the idea is to take people down that path. I'd like to speak to my story and show them the steps and how profoundly simple it really is. It feels hard for people often, but as I say, who doesn't want to feel more love and have more joy in their life? That's really what it's about.
Oh, that is so true. Oh my gosh. So many things that I was thinking when you said that, because it's true. I mean, things are hard at the start, like you think pushing a car, you know. Well, as soon as you start to get momentum, it just gets really easy. Nothing can just take off by itself,
Yes.
and that's what you're doing. You're helping them get through the hard part
Yep.
and making it just fully hashtag like choose happiness, like all that
Yep.
good stuff. I love that.
Yeah.
So, who are you looking to impact with your talk?
Well, really, working women would be my niche, I guess you would say, um, because I resonate with women, working women in particular. I think there are so many women working who are stressed. They feel the heaviness of life sometimes, often as, many aspects of their life, working, maybe living with, sometimes single, sometimes married, having children, not having children, but the complexities of business are very far reaching and they require a lot of energy. And I think sometimes we can lose ourselves in our jobs and forget who we really are. And that's very much a part of finding this calm mindset and having more joy and truly seeing the magic, is to reclaim yourself and be authentic. And we often lose ourselves. I can very much relate to that, having lost myself, and you don't have fun anymore. So I want to reach women and show them that it's possible to work, be their authentic selves, have fun, and really make magical things happen. I'm saying it literally. Our human potential is great. I will also speak to the science of it. New science proves that our human potential is beyond what we could ever imagine. That potential lies within us. It is not outside of us. So we all have this power when our minds are calm. So that's really
100%. It. Yes, 100% agree with you. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to hear this talk. Like, I'm so super excited because you're so right. Like, people lose themselves, especially women. They lose themselves in relationships. They feel like, oh, who am I? Then they become parents, and then they lose themselves again. And like, I was once cool, and then I had a kid. Like, I hear that all the time from women.
Kind of
So even putting it into, you lose yourself with business too, like that. I never even thought of it that way, and I just love that. Oh,
well, I after I left my 25 plus years career in the business in corporations, I kind of describe it like this. I realized at the end that every day I would wake up and I would put my corporate costume on, and I knew exactly what was expected of me, and I do believe I did it well. I was successful, but at some point along the way, I was like, who am I anymore? I'm not, I'm doing all of this because of course I was paid to do what I needed to do, but it didn't feel fun. And I always say it's not that I'm not grateful for all of those years. I learned so much and met so many wonderful people and had fabulous experiences, but there was a time where I realized I had outgrown it, and growing it, meaning I lost myself and I didn't know who I was anymore. And it was causing me extreme emptiness and lack of fulfillment. And it wasn't good. It really did a number on me. Yeah.
I'm sure. And your story is very common. And, I'm in the realm of stress, always talking about stress to people. And that's what it does. It leads to stress, which then eventually leads to burnout. So I love that you're sharing this and trying to get people before this could happen,
Right. Because they can be in a job and have more, let's say, more balance by knowing who they are and what brings them joy, and are they a good match or not a good match, and if they're not a good match, where would they like to go. But knowing these sort of secrets to having this magnificent life and joy allows you to make better decisions for yourself as you're going through it, kind of as we call living more presently. It's really a beautiful thing to be able to maneuver and make decisions that feel good for you, instead of just continually doing things that feel out of alignment with you.
Yes. And it's funny. I feel like I am in, I'm not in the intermediate anymore, but I still feel some days like I have a long way to go. And I'm really looking forward to this because I think that your teachings are going to give me some more insight to what the journey that I'm already doing. So thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. And we're all on our journey and always learning. That's for sure. Every single day.
I plant my flag in discomfort. That's where I live.
Oh, oh Lord.
As long as I'm happy in discomfort, that's all I care about.
As long as you can find your happiness. Yes.
That's right. That's right. So all right, this is going to be in front of an audience, but then
Mhm.
it's also going to get out there on YouTube. So, I
Yeah.
mean, you're going to be reaching the world. So, what kind
Yeah.
of impact do you hope this has on
Mm.
the world?
Look, I have this vision. I finally had the courage, oh, I don't know, a year or two ago to speak. And I've seen so many things happen for my clients. Really, things that some people would call miracles, but even science is proving now that miracles are possible based on, again, this human potential that we have in our true connection to this greater universal source, right? So I see magic and miracles happen all the time. And my vision is that I would love to touch millions. I would like to teach and have many, 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 many people worldwide hear the message and see that it is actually profoundly simple.
Yes, I
It
love
just
that.
takes practice. It takes
Exactly.
practice, but it's simple to understand. And I'll say this because this is the key. Who doesn't want to feel more love? It is all about feeling more love. Really, that's it. And we have the tools to do it. We do.
Yes.
And it's about
Uh,
living your life that way. It's not, about 10 minutes in the morning or 15 minutes at night or taking a break. It's about integrating it into your life in a way that you just feel so good.
that is so beautiful. I love that because you're right. Some people find these little flickers and they think that's good enough, but no, you're like weaving it into life. Like it
That's
is.
well said.
Boom. Yeah.
Weaving it into it becomes part of the fabric of our day-to-day life. It's a new way of living life. And really, it feels so great. You don't want to go back. Although, we're always moving in ranges, right? Every day, but the truth is you never want to go back once you learn these steps.
Yes, and I have to tell you, Mary Lynn, I think that it is very possible if anybody's out there listening saying, how is that possible? Like I've been doing the work and it is incredible. Like I recently had a very
Yeah.
stressful thing happen
Yes.
in my personal life. And it's incredible because it did not derail me, like
Isn't that lovely?
yes, and I mean, it wasn't instant, brought my peace back, it knocked me out of peace, but I was able to, maneuver it back to being in peace by going through all the logical things. Like there was nothing I could do about that situation. I could only control myself in the situation. So
Right.
it was really wonderful. So
That is great to hear. And it is in those experiences that you realize it works, right?
mhm,
You get the personal feedback and it helps, right? You see the
right.
evidence and you want to keep going and you want to keep going and you want to go more and more. And as you also said, there's so much more that we don't know and so much more available to us that we're always growing. And I'll tell you, my lifelong purpose is to just continue this. I guess call it a process of learning and learning and learning more and understanding that this magnificent mind, body, heart, and soul, that when it's all aligned, that we are like this magnificent soft technology, that we have the ability to do and be and have so much more than we ever thought possible. It's beyond, I think, what I certainly beyond anything I ever learned previously.
Absolutely, absolutely. And now here you are sharing it.
Yeah,
Somebody
love it.
said on one of the interviews that we did, they said, I was given this gift and now it's my turn to give the gift to somebody
Yeah,
else. And I think that's
love
what we're
that.
doing. I mean, it's TEDx, it's ideas worth spreading, and that's what you're doing. And I'm so happy for you getting up there to the red circle. Now,
Thank you.
this is your
Yeah,
first TEDx, right?
first one.
Okay, so
Yes,
how
I'm
are you
very excited.
preparing? How are you preparing?
Well, I'm very grateful to Dr. Dan Young, who has an absolutely fabulous training program. And I'll tell you what has been really the most effective for me. I mean, everything about it is great, reviewing videos, looking for tips, really seeing what has worked well for other people who have, had that opportunity previously. But what helped me so much, and this is not usually the way I work. I'm one of these people who, oh, give me something to do, and I kind of go do it on my own. But in Dr. Dan's program, it's a cohort program. So you have a partner to work with. And I have the most lovely partner. And it has been such a wonderful, different experience for me to be able to go back and forth and share. And she's brilliant and has had great ideas for me. Myra is her name. Myra has been just fabulous to work with. I really appreciate her taking the time to review my thoughts and give me ideas and feedback. And it's been very helpful. So that part of it in particular has been great.
That's so great. I'm so thrilled to hear that. And, it's unnerving. Like, it's such an honor to be chosen to be part of it.
Right.
I mean, I remember when I was there, and it was like, I got picked. And then that stuff doesn't go away. Like each step you're like, oh my gosh. And it's just amazing once you get up there and you do it. And I would highly recommend it to many people. Not everybody gets picked, but definitely submit your ideas, because there are so many brilliant minds out there, and it's definitely worth it. So I thank you so much for coming here today and giving me some time. This has been wonderful. And everybody can go and see Mary Lynn on April 29th. Yes,
That's
and
right.
it's going to be TEDx Wilmington. I'm going to have the links down below so people can buy their tickets. Mary Lynn, also, if you have any links you want me to share, I'll get them down below.
Okay, great.
Again,
I
yes,
will.
thank you.
Thank you so
so
much.
much.
So thank you for having me here and taking your time to do this. So I can't say that enough. I mean, you've spent lots of time. I know there are quite a few of us who are doing a talk that day. So thank you for doing it, for volunteering.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. And girl, anything, I got time for you always. So
you're so sweet, and vice versa. I feel the same way,
you.
Tia. Thank you.